It's time to move. As they say, when the Lord says move, you got to move. When Source says get in the groove, let's get in the groove. And so it's time to move and get in the groove. Mega things are happening, and it's time for us to move, lead, change, rearrange, prosper, grow, so glow, get into it and go. It's time to move. It's time for our leadership potential to begin to develop. It's time for our consciousness to begin to expand. It's time for our surroundings and our environment to begin to change and to flourish, and for us to begin to become the people that we ought to be, that we were intended to be, and to become one with that great source, infinite mind that has all thoughts. He has all thoughts ready for us. He has all creative ability for us. He wants us to realize it all now. He wants us to begin to utilize it all now, to begin to help to cause the world to prosper. So it's time for us to stop sitting back. It's time for us not to stop wondering. If we get into a meditative state regularly, we won't have to wonder anymore. Things will become revealed to us more and more, and we'll begin to get such energy that we'll wonder how in the world I couldn't have moved out before, how in the world I couldn't have changed, how I couldn't have developed my leadership ability because I have such energy now. Why did I not have it before? And it was because you didn't get into that meditative mood to where a source could begin to flow through you, to where infinite mind could begin to give you these ideas, begin to work with you, and begin to help you, and begin to inspire you, and to begin to lift you up, and to begin to raise you up to a higher ground, a higher state of consciousness. And that is because you let your consciousness just stagnate. There's so many people in the world today that are just letting their conscious stagnate. They're letting their consciousness stagnate while this entire while the entire earth itself is beginning to get onto a spiral upward in evolvement, and the new age is beginning to come more and more into being. Meanwhile, they're letting their consciousness just stagnate over here and refusing to see it, and so they're going to be left behind, as it were, in their fearful state, and not receive in their doubting state, and not be able to receive all the abundance which was really meant for them to receive. And so we need to get on this thing and begin to realize how marvelous it is, how wonderful it is, how all-encompassing it is, and how right with us it is, and how much closer it is to us than even the breath that we breathe, how much closer it is than this body that we have, how much closer it is than all of our actual outward consciousness speech and outward consciousness hearing, how it is deep within us, and how it is ready to move out from within us out and begin to make changes. How that if we get up into this higher state of frequency, like this book that we always study and read, and I go over every day, chapters in that, getting into the vortex, guided meditation. It has a guided meditation CD, and as you get into that and begin to see what all that's bringing forth, and other good books like that, then you begin to get into that vortex, and you begin to see how that all of this is just a matter of yourself, learning, as Tanya Love is going to say this morning, learning to love yourself, learning to as she was saying yesterday, get the old doubtful, fearful, egoish self out of the way, and so that wonderful real self that is the real you, that is really infinite and really magnificent and really magna exciting and full of a magna adventure, and is really immortal and really one with all everything good in the universe, and let that begin to flow. And in order to let that begin to flow, we've got to get into that state where that meditative state and begin to receive from a source what a source is beginning to tell us, and what God, infinite mind, wants to inspire us with. We've got to let the inspiration begin to flow. And you'll be surprised how fast your books will write themselves. If you just you'll just keep a little journal out here, a notebook, whatever kind. Keep one like these kind of things here. You can get them at Dollar General for about $3, and or anywhere for less than $5, and you can get these kind right here that have the plastic covered on them, and or just the regular spiral notebooks, and just begin to take those into your meditative state and begin to ask the infinite mind, well, what thoughts do you have for me today? And write down some today, then tomorrow comes back to the same thing. What thoughts do you have for me today? And if you keep doing that, you'll be surprised how your books will just write themselves, and how you'll begin to, your leadership ability will begin to develop, how your mind and your brain will begin to evolve, and how your entire physical stature and your physical ability and everything from the healing of a disease to turning back aging, everything will just begin to happen for you if you just begin to receive those thoughts from infinite mind. Just begin to ask him, what do I need to know about healing? What do I need to know about health? Do I need to know about prosperity? What's holding back my prosperity? Ask those questions. Ask those questions, and then just get real quiet, get all thoughts about all distracting thoughts up in your mind, and listen, and just listen, and don't just listen one time. But that's why you write it down, is because if you don't get the answer today, then come back tomorrow and say, okay, you didn't answer that question yet, infinite mind. I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to talk to you, God, a source, and tell you didn't answer that question yesterday, so I want to answer to that, and just do that and keep doing that every day, and it won't be but a few weeks. You'll be at the most, you'll be getting those answers. They'll just be flowing like rivers, because, like I have said over and over, out of your innermost being is going to flow rivers of living water. And he wasn't just talking about one or two little streams. He was talking about magnificent, marvelous mega rivers flowing all out from your innermost being, all out of your consciousness, and all out of it. That's from that meditative state. We know Jesus kept going off into desert places and into the mountains and everything, and spending a lot of time in meditation. And that's how he got all those rivers flowing. He got all those rivers. The more time he spent there, the more rivers were flowing. And so he says, come to that time of quietness and peace. Come to me, who is the way, the truth, and the life. And know what he's saying was, know that way, the truth, and the life is already there within you, but you're overlooking it because you won't get quiet long enough to receive. The way, the truth, and the life is ready to explain itself to you. Source, infinite mind, is the way, the truth, and the life, which is deep within us. It is ready to flow out, and all we got to do is come to it and receive it, and he'll begin to tell us how to move, and how to lead, and how to change, how to rearrange, how to prosper, how to grow, how to sow, how to glow, how to go. He'll tell us all those things. He'll begin to tell us how to make a difference. He'll tell us what book we need to read, need to write first, and what the title of it is. He'll tell us what the substance of it is. He'll tell us, and then he'll begin to just dictate it out. He'll tell us what we need to. What kind of program we need to put on YouTube. He'll tell us what kind of speech we need to make before a civic club or organization, about unity, world unity. We need to get on the stick and make these speeches about world unity, and how are we going to bring these countries together, and how we're going to learn how we can learn languages of other countries, so that we can begin to get on the internet and talk to the people in the other countries, and begin to communicate and bring together ideas and get their ideas. What is your idea over there in France, Spain, Germany, Russia? What is your idea in Africa, African countries? I won't name them all. There's a lot of countries there, a lot of countries in South America, Mexico, all of Canada, all these countries of the world, over 200 countries. What is all y'all's ideas about how we're going to bring this country together and cause this world together, and have cause it to prosper more? I want your ideas. And just get on there, YouTube. Go on there and find these people where they've got their websites, and where they've got their YouTube channels. Go on there and find the YouTubers in the other countries and talk to them. Comment on their channel. Begin to get together with them. Begin to communicate with them. Bring forth these ideas and let them bring forth their ideas, and we'll bring us all together. It's just a time. It's a time for us all to begin to do that, to begin to move out and do those things. This is the time right now. It's a time for us to do that. It's not a time for us to fall back in low energy. It's not a time for us to say, "Oh, the doom is coming, so let me just sit back. Let me just turn on the tube of the TV and just let me just get a higher package in a cable package, a higher satellite package, Satavision, Direct TV. Oh, I'm just going to up my Direct TV package. I'm gonna get more channels. I'm gonna just get a bigger sports package. I'm just gonna get so I can just lay back in my recliner, have a beer, and just watch all of this stuff and let the world go around. It's not a time for that anymore. All that's over. It's time for us to get out of that chair. You need to just throw that recliner out, and if you can't control the TV, just lock it in the back room somewhere. Get rid of it. Hook your computer up to the TV so you can watch YouTube on your TV, and don't listen to any more of. Don't just sit back and listen hour by hour of a bunch of old shows on TV. Get these YouTube channels that put out these positive thoughts to you. Listen to Esther and Jerry Hicks on their channels on the law of attraction. Listen to Tanya Love and how she always has thoughts of getting into the frequency, and thoughts of loving yourself, and thoughts of leadership, and thoughts of how to change the world. And get that going on you. Put that on your 68 screen and watch that if you've got to watch something. And then just after you watch that a while, get out and move and exercise and get the oxygen flowing. Get your brain moving and get yourself going and prepare for leadership. Prepare for change, prepare for abundance, prepare for a new world, prepare for unity, and prepare for every good thing to come to you. We got to get prepared for it. We got to get ourselves in the mood for it. We got to receive the energy for it. We're naturally going to have low energy because look at all these thoughts we've been thinking all these years. Look at the way all of this is fed into us. Fed into us by TV, fed into us by our upbringing, fed into us by schools and everything. The schools. Now I want to make sure and hasten to say that we need that the public schools are great and they're bringing a lot of wonderful things to us, and we need them, and all the academic courses are great. But then you're in the process, though. There's some negative thoughts always have come forward all over the years to us, and I'm combining everything together. Parents, schools, and everything together. There's negative thoughts in there, and as those have begun to come to us over the years, that's got us into a state of low energy, and so we've got to throw that off. We got to rearrange our subconscious. We got to get into a meditative state and say, rebuild my subconscious so I can help rebuild the world. Rebuild my subconscious into so that I'll have more energy. And then we get into a state of greater energy then. And as that energy begins to flow, then we'll want to lead out. We'll want to get involved in change. We'll want to do things. We'll want to be a leader in this world, and we'll have the strength and the energy to do it. But we got to first get the energy. And I'm telling you, that's how to get the energy. That's just exactly what John 7:38 means. He that cometh unto, if you come to the real way, the truth, and the life, which is source, infinite mind, and your oneness with it, and your real immortality, then out of your innermost being going to flow rivers of energy, and that's going to be living energy that is immortal and eternal, and which will never give out, and will always be there, and your energy will get just a little bit greater every day, and every day that goes by, you'll just wonder more and more why you didn't have that energy like you have now before, and you won't even be able to believe that once you were depressed, or once you were bored, or once you didn't didn't think life was very exciting. You won't be able to believe that anymore. You'll just say, how could I have ever believed that this wasn't just a venture-packed, wonderful, mega world full of all kinds of excitement and all kinds of abundance was ready to come to me? How did I ever believe that I was poor? How did I ever believe that I was in a lack? How did I ever believe I was in ill health? Because you'll just see all the abundance just begin to build and to build and to build and to build, and all all your health and your strength and your energy will begin to flow and flow and flow, and you'll begin to glow, and you'll just begin to go. You'll just say, I'm going to go. So let's go. Let's get going. Let's get moving now.